In this video, I'm going to be doing a camera comparison between the S25 Ultra and the iPhone 16 Pro, and we are in front of the Opera House. Let's get into it. Before we start the comparison, let me talk about the specs on the cameras. The iPhone 16 Pro has a 48 megapixel new ultra-wide, 48 megapixel main camera, and a 12 megapixel 5x telephoto. The Galaxy S25, on the other hand, has 4 cameras. You get a 200 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel new ultra-wide camera, and a 50 megapixel 5x telephoto, and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto. But as you know, megapixels are just numbers, so let's put it to the test and see how they perform. So both Samsung and Apple this year only upgraded their ultra-wide cameras and nothing changed on the other cameras. And let's put those cameras to the test. So at the moment I'm recording on the Galaxy S25 Ultra and the iPhone 16 Pro. And I'm gonna be switching between the sound quality, so let me know how does it sound and let me know which video looks better. This is being recorded in 4K 30 frames per second on both phones, and I have turned off the HDR because usually it doesn't turn out to be really well in editing software. So yeah, let me know which one do you like. Now I'm going to be testing out their stabilization, so let's see how it goes. So this is recorded in the ultra wide and just walking normally at the moment, not much. Like a swift, slow pan as well. And if I run a little bit, I'm pretty sure the iPhone was the shakiest out of all of them. But let me know down in the comments, which one do you think had the better stabilization in the ultra-wide mode? Now let's compare their photos in ultra-wide. The S25 Ultra tends to have the better shadow control in daylight, bringing out more details in the darker areas. Both cameras perform well, but Samsung's vibrant colors stand out. This can be adjusted in settings though. The Samsung also enhances the sky, making it more blue. When it comes to HDR, Samsung excels at capturing sunset with well-lit buildings, while iPhone leans towards a more natural look. However, in low light, the roles reverse. The iPhone stays true to color while Samsung can struggle with accuracy. Notably, in night shot of landmarks like the Opera House, Samsung can have issues with glare from lights, while the iPhone handles it better. Okay, so one more thing to keep in mind is that the ultra-wide is used for macro shots. So let's put the macro shot to the test and let's see which one looks better. So I just did a quick photo of this little flower with the macro mode. And the things that I have realized is that Apple is going for a really warm tone, like too much yellow, and Samsung doesn't even pick up that this flower is yellow, so Samsung is also not being accurate with it. The other thing that I realized is that although both of these cameras are set to be at their highest megapixel, Apple doesn't let that 48 megapixel kick in for some reason, and I don't know what to do. And this is happening since day one for me. So now I'm going to be putting their dynamic range to the test while standing directly and looking at the sun, and the sky is bright right in front of me. But I'm gonna be doing a normal photo, a portrait photo, and a video test. Let me know which one do you prefer. Both the iPhone 16 Pro and the S25 Ultra come with a 12 megapixel front-facing camera, but they handle colors quite differently. Once again, Samsung makes the sky super blue way more vibrant than it actually is, while Apple keeps things more natural. Apple leans towards a warmer tone, whereas Samsung goes for a cooler look. Personally, I tend to prefer how my skin looks on Samsung though. Both phones also support portrait mode for selfies, and the edge detection is excellent on both. Just like with the main camera, Samsung does a great job bringing out the shadows, but at the same time, it tends to overexpose the sunset behind me. Apple, on the other hand, isn't the best at handling my face. It looks darker than it should, but it does expose the harsh light in the background and the sunset much better. And now I'm recording on the front-facing camera on both of these phones, both capable to record in 4K and both recording in 4K 30 frames per second. Again, I'm changing between the audios. Let me know which one sounds better. I think iPhone looks better and my skin tone looks better on it. And let's see how it would be doing when I put it towards the sun. I don't look the best on any of them, but iPhone still looks the best. Look, I'm not shocked that iPhone is performing better when it comes to the video, but again, let me know which one do you prefer. Do you prefer the iPhone video or do you prefer the Samsung video? In my opinion, at this point, while looking at just at the screens, iPhone looks better. Now let's put their telephoto cameras to the test. In order to take the best portrait photo, you have to use their telephotos. Let's put their cameras to the test and let's see which one takes the best portrait photo. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be holding this DJI camera as well to see how they can detect this as an object and cut it out. Because humans are easy, glasses are easy. But I'm gonna be holding this while taking the photos. Let's see how it goes. At 1x portrait, the Galaxy S25 Ultra has a warmer tone and a more dramatic sky, while the iPhone 16 Pro has a cooler tone with a natural sky. At 2x, Samsung overexposes and brings out shadows too much, while the iPhone has a more contrasted look. Might be a bit too contrasted. For the 5x, both have good cutouts and perfect blur, with one being warmer and the other cooler. Okay, so while we're on the topic of telephoto, let me tell you what's their max zoom in photo and max zoom in video. Max zoom that you can shoot on the Samsung can go up to 100x, which they've been doing it since the Galaxy S21 Ultra, and the iPhone can do up to 25x. I see a plane and I will try to use the telephoto video. Hopefully I can catch that plane. Let's go 5x telephoto on both. Plane is right there. Let's put Apple to the max and Samsung to the max. Apple can do up to 15x in video and Samsung can do up to 20x. Let me know which one do you prefer, because I personally can see more on the Samsung and the stabilization looks to be better on Samsung as well. Both the Galaxy S25 Ultra and the iPhone 16 Pro take great 5x zoom shots, with Samsung pulling out more detail from the shadows and iPhone maintaining a more contrasted look. Now, one thing to note about the iPhone's telephoto, after 10x zoom, the quality drops significantly. It doesn't seem to use heavy AI processing and it struggles in low light due to its smaller sensor size. And finally, when it comes to macro telephoto, Samsung takes the lead. iPhone tends to default to the 1x lens when it can't focus with the telephoto, while Samsung's telephoto can handle close-up shots better. Now let's try their main cameras. Like I always say, megapixels are just numbers. And in this case, about 4 out of 5 photos, Apple's 48 megapixel sensor performs better than Samsung's 200 megapixel. It usually captures more details or at least the same level of detail as Samsung. Apple also does a better job with highlights, overexposing them properly, while Samsung's 200 megapixel mode often struggles to produce a great HDR photo. Although Apple's 48 megapixel outperforms Samsung's 200 megapixel in detail, it has an issue with distance. Same as the telephoto with Apple, if you get too close to an object, it becomes blurry and starts forcing the ultra-wide camera onto the user. Apple also has a major glare issue when exposed directly to lights, like these neon lights that you see. And if you like to go to concert, Apple will likely disappoint you, especially in venues with intense light shows where the glare gets out of control. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if I missed out on anything or you want to see something in the future videos. And make sure you subscribe because I do post daily in the shorts section comparing all the phones that I have. And let me know which phone do you want to see next. Until the next video. Ciao.